Scratch Records, a place where you can undergo a complete music course without paying a dime. Here, we teach everything from scratch to finish. We offer free courses in music theory, guitar, piano, drums, vocals, and lots more. We even offer a free course on music production using softwares like Ableton, Cubase, Sonar, Logic, Pro Tools, FL Studio, and many others. What's amazing? We offer courses in sound engineering as a whole. The only opportunity for you to make your dream come true as a music genius is with Scratch Records. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for new alerts.
Nomenclature of the major and the minor scale. What is that supposed to mean? Okay, now, in the major scale, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. We are on the major scale here. Take note. The first note of the major scale, now when we are into music, we are now doing music. The first note, we call it the root tonic. So it's the do. Well, that first note might be re, but let me tell you, and be careful at this juncture, every note in music, consider it as do if you want to succeed in music. By the time you think re is re, it's a problem. But don't mind. There are times I will make you to understand that re is re. But consider every note to be do in music. Then from there, when you do the major, if you are in a major scale, you take sol to be do and just do the major scale. It's going to give you a complete scale. But when you want to understand sol as G, oh, it's going to be a problem. Okay, so now as we said, the first note when we are in the major scale, when we want to play music, the note that is responsible for that song, the note that that song will rest on. Well, most of these words might be advanced and big for now, but you understand when we get to the practical. But the note that is responsible for the song, that is the key of that song, we call it the root tonic. So in that case, I just started with C. It must not be C, but now let's use the normal diagram, the normal scale of C, as we say. It's always easier to take it from C. When we take it from C, it's very understood. So the first note is the root tonic. And when you are in the key of C, or when you are on a major scale, the first is a major. That is now the chord, not a note. Because a note can never be major or minor. The note C, you can make it major and you can make it minor. So you cannot say C is major or C is minor, except you want to make it major or minor, and you can make it major, minor, or diminish, or whatever chord you want to make it. So now, if we are in the major scale, C, which is the root tonic, is the major. Take note. The second is D, which is re. It's the supertonic, and the supertonic is the minor. Be very careful here. It's very important. So the first is the root tonic, another name is C, another name is do, and it's a major chord, not a note, a major chord. The second is the supertonic, another name is D, another name is re, and in the major scale, or in a major key, the second, which is the supertonic, is a minor chord, not a minor note, a minor chord. All right. The third is the medians. We call it the medians. And the third, another name for the third is the E. And another name for E is mi. And when you are in on a major scale or on a major key, the third is a minor chord. Be so vigilant here. Then the fourth, we call it the subdominant. The subdominant, another name is F. Another name for F is fa. And when you are in a major key, the fourth is a major chord. The fourth is a major chord. All right. The fifth, we call it the dominant. And another name is G. Another name for G is sol. And when you are in the key, or you are in a major key, the fifth note is a major chord. Okay, now we go to the sixth. The sixth is the relative minor. Another name for the relative minor is A. Another name for A is La. And when you are in a major key, the sixth, which is La and is the relative minor, it's what? Should I say it again? It's a minor because we have already said a relative minor. But now, the name relative comes to play in. It's a game there. It's small gymnastic, as I used to call it. Why do they call it relative? Because it's related to the root tonic. In many cases, you can use the relative minor, that is the sixth, which is La, in the place of one. It can go, or it will go if you want. Those are notes those are chords you can use in place of the other for whatever. It's not like I want to use C, I just use A. No, you should have a reason why, but because it gives you a color. Mostly, major chords, or generally major chords, are for happy music. They sound happily, while minor chords sounds weird, let me say sad, and diminished chords sounds weird, very bad, very sick, very melancholic. So it depends on what you want to do. If you're doing a sad song, a dead song, a sorrowful song, definitely you should use a minor chord. But if you're singing something really bad than dead, I don't know what's badder than dead, but if there's something like that, then you use a diminished chord. You play that song on diminished. It depicts the song, it reflects the song. But when you're playing a happy song, happy birthday song, you can find the song happy birthday, it's on a major chord because it's a happy song. You know? Alright. Then now, the seventh, we call it the leading note. And another name is B, another name is T, and now it's a diminished chord. That's when diminished has to play in it. So the chord, when you are in the key, in a major key, the seventh, the seventh is a diminished chord, not a note, but a chord in this case, because that same note, which is T note, can be transformed to a major or a minor or a diminished. But in a case where you are on a major key, so you're playing a song on the major scale, the seventh is a diminished chord, and the eighth, I'm very sure I do not need to talk again, because if I need to tell you, if really you don't know, you are expecting me to tell you, then maybe you should consider yourself not learning this thing. It means you've not gotten anything, because we know where we start is where we end. So the eighth is definitely going to be the major chord. Okay, now that was for the major scale. Now, if a song is on a minor scale, it's a different ball game. The story becomes something else. The first now, which is C and Do, on a minor scale becomes a minor. The second, which is D and Re, is still a minor. The third now is a major. When you are on a minor key, when you're playing a song on minor, the third is a major. The fourth is a major. The fifth is a minor. Or the fifth is a minor. The sixth is a minor. And the seventh now is a major. Instead of the diminished. If you are on a major key, the seventh is a diminished. But when you are on a minor key, the seventh is a major. And the eighth, do I need to tell you? I don't. Well, it's a minor. So, let me tell you, there is a small game I will not tell you now, but when we get to play, that you understand. When I'll tell you that there is no difference between the major scale and the minor scale. If a song is playing on the major scale, you can play that song on the minor scale. But that's so advanced. When we get to that, I'll tell you. The major scale and the minor scale, there is no difference. But there is a technical difference. And when you understand that difference, you play music, because you can play, even those who are playing major scale, there is minor in it without you knowing if you don't know the minor scale. If you play minor scale, there's major in it without you knowing. But when you understand both and you know how to treat them, believe me, you are just swimming in music. You have it to your fingertips. So, ladies and gentlemen, once more, it has been your humble servant, His Imperial Majesty, Uncle Terence, Mana Ashua Tibor, the Vicar General, His Apostolic Annuncio, Jonquila Aluzungu Prion. And today we were treating the diminished scale and the major scale and the minor scale and the notes nomenclature. So all of this had to play in what we did today. And if you have any questions, like I earlier said, go down to the comment sections and ask your questions. We are going to answer in our next video. Thank you very much. It's bye bye, au revoir, adios, oomba.